21 days of desperation and frustration in the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
But this case is far from going cold as investigators track down thousands of leads.
Never heard of it? No se han visto casos. Nunca he escuchado nada.
No, nada.
Tonight, we are piecing together the clues and the evidence and answering the biggest questions about the case live. Missing the Nancy Guthrie Mystery starts right now. It really only takes one call, one tip, just one person to change the course of this investigation. 21 days after the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie was taken from her home here in Tucson, Arizona. You're looking live outside the house. These are the media tents. It's been 21 days of searching, 21 days of wanting to hope and believe that Nancy Guthrie is still out there somewhere and still alive, and she could be right now. Good evening, I'm Brian Entin. Thank you so much for joining us for our special edition of NewsNation, Missing the Nancy Guthrie Mystery. As you guys know, I cover big cases like this. It's really what I do, and I do not believe that this case is going cold. We know Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped. It's something that has shocked this community here in Tucson. It has shocked her neighbors, and we know exactly who police think did it. Remember, they caught the guy on surveillance camera. We've seen the photos. We've seen the videos. And we also have you, the public keeping pressure on the focus on Nancy, asking questions, pushing for answers, just like us. I want to hear from you tonight. We have our producer Paige. She is monitoring the phones right now. We're going to be taking your calls live. Dial 1-844-968-7720. Again, 1-844-968-7720. You can ask us anything about the case. We want to talk about it. We want this to be a conversation for the next hour live. I've got some experts with me tonight and some of our NewsNation colleagues also. They will be here to help answer your questions. So it's going to be a very interactive hour. So even though it's been 21 days without an arrest or without any sign of Nancy, the tips, they keep coming in. Sheriff Chris Nanos told me the number is now around 40,000 tips. Think about that. And the pieces, however small they are still coming together right now. Take a look.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
A new plea from Savannah Guthrie as the search for her mother began week 3. On Monday, the Guthrie family and their spouses cleared by investigators. The sheriff says to suggest anything otherwise is wrong and cruel.
We still have hope. We still believe.
The investigation turned to new leads. NewsNation reporting that the FBI was visiting local gun stores with a list of 40 names and 40 photos, wondering if any of them had come by. And then the black gloves with unknown male DNA, found about 2 miles from Nancy's home in Tucson.
One thing I wanted to point out is just how much garbage there is back here.
It turns out the DNA was not a hit in CODIS. Investigative genetic genealogy is next. On Tuesday, 2 men arrived at Nancy's home for a follow-up. The Pima County Sheriff's Office would not share why. And TMZ received another email about Nancy's kidnapper, this time with a significant detail.
Remember, on Friday, there's a part of the note that said, be prepared to go international. Well, in this one, they say, I know what I saw 5 days ago south of the border, and I was told to shut up, so I know who he is, and that was definitely Nancy with them.
Wednesday, the sheriff agreed to sit down with NewsNation for 10 minutes, where he shared new information about the possibility of more video. I know that you and the FBI were able to get those surveillance photos off the camera in the front of the house. Any progress on the other cameras? Can you do the same thing?
Boy, I'm hopeful. We've asked the Google, hey guys, can you do this? And they said the very same thing. Sheriff, we don't think we can get anything, but we'll try. And that's all we're hopeful.
Thursday, NewsNation learned the FBI was communicating with Mexican authorities about the case. We traveled over the border ourselves, asking people if they've heard about Nancy Guthrie.
Has she ever heard of it? No, never heard of it? No.
No.
Nunca he escuchado nada.
No, nada.
Las cámaras están grabando todo. Están grabando todo. He said that the cameras are recording everything 24/7. Okay. Whenever you come in or whenever you go out. It doesn't matter that they don't ask for information about you, but there's video.
They'll see it, yeah, okay.
Mexico authorities say the FBI doesn't have a lead that suggests Nancy is across the border, but 21 days later, she could be anywhere. Are you getting closer?
I think we are. I think we are. But I have to have that belief, right? I have to have that faith. Every day, we'll keep at it. We ain't quitting.
All right, so the sheriff says they're getting closer. Joining me throughout the next hour is our panel of experts. We've got former FBI Special Agent Maureen O'Connell joining us. We've got former Pima County SWAT Commander Bob Krieger, and then former FBI Special Agent Eric Dickerson Cortez. Remember that you can call throughout the entire show. This whole hour is live. The number 1-844-968 7720. We are all here to answer your questions over the next hour. So let's get started. Let's go to producer Paige. Paige, what's up first?
Hey, let's start with Gail from Minnesota. She sent us this video. Let's take a look.
I think it's pretty much been established that there is quite a difference between the quality of the services that the sheriff is providing and that the FBI can provide. And so specifically my question is the Guthrie family aware of this, and do they have any control? For example, can they request that the sheriff stand down and that the investigation be conducted by the FBI? Thank you. Bye.
Okay, let me start with you, Maureen, on this one. Do the Guthries have any control? Could they request that the FBI take over?
Well, certainly they can request anything they want. Whether or not the sheriff will acquiesce is a different story. But I would like to address, I don't think that the service being provided by the Pima County Sheriff's deputies is subpar. I think they're doing everything they can, and they're working hand in glove with the FBI. They're all out there pouring their hearts and soul into this investigation. So if there are issues, they're usually at the top. They're usually not among those boots on the ground that are doing the work.
Yeah, it's a good point. We've seen the boots on the ground. They're working literally around the clock. Bob worked at the sheriff's office for decades. Do you think, Bob, that the sheriff would give this up? Are we coming close to a point where he would do that?
Brian, I think at some point that bridge is going to have to be crossed. The resources that the FBI provides are exponentially more than what the sheriff's department can provide. That being said, I agree with what Maureen said. The boots on the ground are working their tails off, and they're going to continue to do that. But at some point, there's going to be critical mass for them. The hours they're putting in, the number of people, the other folks in Pima County who bad guys haven't stopped committing crimes. So we're going to have to continue to work hard with the federal partners and see where that takes us. But at some point, I do think that the FBI is going to probably take over primary on this, and it's for the better.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more FBI agents on the ground. Let's go back to Paige. Paige, are we getting any calls in yet?
Hey, yeah, so we got our first call. We've got Ashley on the phone from Long Island.
Ashley. Okay,
Brian,
Ashley from Long Island. Ashley, what's your question?
Why wasn't there a public search party?
Say that one more time, Ashley. I couldn't hear you.
Why wasn't there a public search party?
Why wasn't there a public search party? Let me go to you, Eric, because we haven't seen a lot of searching. I will say, in the beginning we did, but you haven't seen big groups of people searching. Why do you think that is, Eric?
Yeah, this will be a sort of a surgical type of operation where they're looking at evidence piece by piece. And it's very important to understand that the evidence that they collect has to be collected by experts that can interpret and protect the chain of custody of that evidence, and whatever evidence they may collect, whether it's DNA evidence or anything else, it's handled in a very delicate manner. So I'm sure they have teams that are specialized in evidence recovery, and this is what they do. And we just have to trust that process.
Yeah, and the sheriff even put out a release today telling people, if you want to search, to basically go through them, don't go on private property. They don't really seem like they want people to come out here and just start searching on their own. All right, let's go back to Paige and get the next caller. Paige.
Hey, yeah, we've got Emilio from Oregon. He's on the phone now.
All right, Emilio, what's your question?
Yes, Brian. So you were one of the first reporters on the ground during the Brian Kohberger murders in Idaho and the Gabby Petito case. And based on what you've seen, what makes the law enforcement response in the Nancy Guthrie case different from other major missing person investigations you've covered?
Yeah, it's a good question. With Brian Kohberger in Idaho, it's sort of the PR from the police department there was very different than what's happening here in Arizona. We didn't hear much from police or the FBI at all in Idaho. We were begging them for press conferences. We were begging them for interviews, and they were staying quiet, and we were critical of them, thinking that maybe they didn't have a lot of information behind the scenes. Well, it turned out later when we got all the documents, they actually had a ton behind the scenes. They just weren't doing any interviews. So I would say that's the major difference. Let me go to Maureen on this. You remember with Idaho, they were quiet. Do you think that was the right tactic, or do you think what the sheriff is doing here with a lot of interviews? He hasn't done a press conference, but he does interviews almost every day. What do you think is the better way to go here?
I'm much more comfortable with the way they handled things in Idaho. And as soon as I saw the chief of police in Idaho, I noticed that he had a yellow brick behind him, which means he went to the FBI National Academy. So I figured the FBI was going to be there pretty quickly, or at least he was consulting with them. But I just thought, no matter who they consulted with or whether or not he went to the National Academy, that I thought they did an outstanding job. And you saw where you see something like this really pay out is in the trial. You know, when you protect the evidence and you protect the crime scene and you keep it tight and quiet, you're in a much better position when it comes time for trial. That being said, I think there are things that can come out that are relatively innocuous that you can let the public know, because in a situation like this, I mean, Nancy got ripped from her bed in the middle of the night, and the community is frightened and they're scared. And the same thing was true in Idaho. So they did what they could to quell those fears. But here, it's just there's just way too much back and forth, and the sheriff is just on every day. To me, it's just way too much.
Yeah, and the messaging gets confusing sometimes. All right, Maureen, Bob, Eric, stay right there because we've got a lot more questions to get to. Coming up next, could there have been an escape to Mexico? Our visit across the border, what we learned about the case, and brand new details about the timeline of the FBI's interest there. And this footage may not be the only video that we have of the suspect. Plus, was Nancy Guthrie taken by a crazed man? A look at a theory. Could it have been a Savannah stalker who did this? Plus, we continue to take your calls, please. The lines are already lighting up, but we can take more calls. The number is 1-844-968-7720. We are live on the ground, live with your calls. We're live in Arizona right after this. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here live in Tucson, Arizona, and there's a lot of talk about whether or not Nancy Guthrie could have been taken to Mexico. And now authorities have sort of squashed that idea. They've kind of gone back and forth. But is it really crazy to think this could be an option? I mean, look at this. The Nogales entry, it is just about an hour-and-a-half drive from here. You can actually make it shorter. We did. And once you get there, you literally just walk over into Mexico. No questions asked. We did it. It's kind of crazy. They don't check your ID, nothing. You just walk right in. And there's this idea of how easy it would be to get Nancy's medication on the other side of the border. I went there with my team this week to investigate. Take a look at this.
So we've seen a ton of pharmacies since we came in. There's a big one here. Yeah. So you can get pretty much anything?
I mean, they still have controlled medicine or drugs, but like antibiotics or some other stuff that you can get without prescription in the States, you can get it here. Okay. It's easier. Hay controlados.
What did he say?
He said that you can find some medicines here without prescription, that you require prescription there. Talking specifically about the heart medicine, it all depends what substance is. It may be controlled here, it may not. So maybe you get good chances of getting whatever medicine you need here easier to
with no prescription.
With no prescription. But also it depends on the substance. There are some substances that, yes, you need prescription, but also you can get a prescription from a local doctor, and then you come and you get it. So there's always a way around for it.
Has he heard of the case?
No, he has not heard of it.
He hadn't recognized the photo. How easy would it be to bring someone in, like if you had kidnapped someone?
It's very simple. If the local authorities aren't on alert, searching for somebody, I mean, thousands of people come across the border walking and even on vehicles. It's not until they have the alert of somebody missing, they start looking at the camera footage and they can see if the person came across on foot or on a vehicle.
It really amazed me that you could get in so easily. Joining me now again is our panel, former FBI Special Agent Maureen O'Connell, former Pima County SWAT Commander Bob Krieger, and former FBI Special Agent Eric Dickerson Cortez. And remember, you can call us anytime right now, 1-844-968-7720. We're here to answer your questions. I want to go back to producer Paige with the next question. Paige?
Hey, Meredith sent us this question. She said, given the proximity to the Mexican border, why did authorities just engage the Mexican authorities on day 18 of the investigation? I would have thought they would have been involved from the beginning. Did they need to wait for evidence to go across the border?
Yeah, it's a good question, Meredith. Our correspondent Libby Dean in Washington, D.C. has amazing FBI sources. She's been working this angle. I asked her about this earlier, Meredith. Listen to what she said.
Hey, I'm Libby Dean in D.C. My source in the FBI gave me new details about this timeline today, and what they told me was the FBI reached out almost immediately to Mexican authorities following Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, but the media only learned about it 18 days into this investigation. But what the source continues to emphasize, and what we even heard from the Pima County Sheriff, is that there's no evidence that Nancy Guthrie was taken across the border or is being held currently in Mexico.
So basically, it's interesting, even though we just found out that the FBI was talking to the authorities in Mexico, turns out it started way earlier, really right after Nancy went missing, according to Libby's sources. All right, let's get back over to Paige. Let's take a caller, Paige.
Hey, we've got Paul on the phone. He's joining us from Austin, Texas.
All right, Paul in Austin, Texas, what's your question?
Hey, Brian, first I just want to say you're doing a great job out there. My question is, do you have any insight on why it's been difficult for the FBI to trace these ransom emails to TMZ?
Yeah, it's a good question, Eric. Or Paul, I'm sorry. I've wondered if these emails are even real or really connected. I tried to ask the sheriff about it when I had an interview with him a couple of days ago, and he seemed to kind of discount it, although I suppose they have to take them seriously. Just because they're trying to follow up on every lead. Eric, what do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts on the TMZ emails? Do you think they're actually connected?
Yeah, they're going to look at each one of those emails and look for several factors, including whether or not there's veracity or there's credibility to those emails. And they're going to assess whether or not there's singular information that they didn't know or singular information that may be conducive to new evidence or new indicators. I'm sure they're getting a lot of different information or emails or phone calls. Part of the challenge of an investigation like this is sifting through all of this information and identifying those critical pieces of evidence. But they have to take every single lead that comes in and run it aground or run it to its natural conclusion.
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, let's go back to Paige with our next call.
Hey, I think we're working on right now. We've got Kathy. She's on the phone from Dallas, Texas.
All right, Kathy in Dallas, what's your question?
Hey, Brian, I'm interested in your opinion with regard to the churchgoer. You know, we heard a lot about that person who alerted the family on day 1 or day 2, and since then we haven't heard anything about them. And as a matter of fact, it was removed from the official timeline that the sheriff released. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's a good question, Kathy. There was confusion in the beginning because when we started going to the churches, we found out that Nancy hadn't been to church since COVID. She was doing church services at home remotely. Well, come to find out, as we started to peel back the layers and talk to more people, she was actually going to church virtually. It was a church service in New York City, and she would go to her friends. They had like different houses that they would go to every Sunday, and they would all sit together and watch the service virtually. And it was one of those friends who made the call and said, you know, Nancy didn't show up to my house today. She was supposed to be here. So it was a little bit confusing. Bob, I do want to go to you on this, though, since you worked for the sheriff's office. I do think it's one of those things that the sheriff put out initially that added to some confusion, and then he just removed it from the timeline and never really explained it. We went and figured it out, but it did seem to confuse people, Bob.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of statements that he's made that's been confusing to folks. All that is just, that's just good police work. I'm sure that the investigators probably talked to the churchgoer immediately as one of the first people. She was the reportee of, hey, Nancy hasn't been seen in a while. They're going to talk to her immediately. And to, you know, dismiss her that she's not involved anymore, I'm sure she is. I'm sure they know exactly who she is. They've probably talked to her on occasions for clarification on information that they've gotten with tips and things like that. And, you know, the time it took for the media to find out that these were virtual church services as well, you know, all of those things combined, it's not uncommon. And again, it's one of those things that why it was removed from the timeline, unknown. Is it important? Sure, it's important. It's one of the first persons who said, hey, Nancy was supposed to be here and she's not. This isn't right.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, get at your phones, at everybody watching at home. We're taking your calls. Again, the number is 1-844-968-7720. After the break, we are talking camera evidence and why some say the surveillance could be two different people, which is an interesting thing to talk about and consider. Plus, the lawyer for the man detained in Rio Rico is now speaking out, how he thinks his client ended up on authorities' radar. We are live in Arizona, taking your calls live right after the break. Welcome back. Technology and the public are going to solve this case. That's what we've heard over and over again. There are so many amazing things already happening with DNA and investigative genetic genealogy, and also the cameras at Nancy Guthrie's home. Google gave us those chilling images and videos from Nancy's front doorbell, even though she didn't have an active subscription, which was pretty amazing. We've got another question from one of you at home. Michelle asked, if the doorbell camera was taken and there is no subscription on the service, then what info was used to be able to retrieve the video that was released? Wouldn't you think it would be easier for them to retrieve more video from the devices that they physically have? It's actually a very good question, Michelle. I had the same exact question when I got to sit down with Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos. I asked him about that. Take a look at this. I know that you and the FBI were able to get those surveillance photos off the camera in the front of the house.
Yeah.
Any progress on the other cameras? Can you do the same thing?
Boy, I'm hopeful. Here's what happened there. So we, of course, that camera we don't have, right? It was taken, removed from the scene, but we knew it existed, and we asked, I think it's Google asked Google, hey, what can you do with this? And we gave them the other cameras and asked the same. And they said, well, there's not a subscription here. And it is hard because it overwrites itself, right? Every, I don't know how many hours, maybe it's every 36 or 72, whatever it is. But you know what, Sheriff, we'll try. Thank you. Away they went. So, there's other cameras. Your question, will we get more? We've asked the Google, hey guys, can you do this? And they said the very same thing. Sheriff, we don't think we can get anything, but we'll try. And that's all we're hopeful. If you were the guy, if you were that monster, you should be worried. You should let her go. Just let her go.
Are you getting closer?
I think we are. I think we are. But I have to have that belief, right? I have to have that faith. Every day, we'll keep at it. We ain't quitting.
Right, so he basically said it's in the hands of Google now. My panel is back. We've got former FBI Special Agent Maureen O'Connell, former Pima County SWAT Commander Bob Krieger, and former FBI Special Agent Eric Dickerson. Thank you all three for staying with us. I want to go back to Paige, though, and get to the next caller. Paige?
Hey, let's go to Jay. We got him on the phone from New Jersey.
All right, Jay from New Jersey, what's your question?
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Great job on the ground there. I watch the show every night with Chromo and everything. And my question is, myself and my wife are like dumbfounded by this, is how did this low-life scale get into the house? Was there like any signs of a break-in? Did he use like picks? How did he get into the house? That's nuts. I don't know if you can answer it.
Yeah, it's a good question. There were reports of forced entry in the beginning, and then the sheriff walked that back. Eric, what do you think? I mean, we've seen the suspect at the front door. We have the video up right now, but we don't know that he went in through the front door. What are your thoughts?
No, on the limited information we have, we know that he approached the front door. The simplest method that they use is simply to knock and wait for an answer, or wait for somebody to voluntarily open the door, and then proceed to abduct or kidnap, or whatever the case. There would be if there were indications of forced entry, they would probably be use of some sort of ramming device or some sort of device to compromise the lock. But the easiest form in which these subjects operate is just to knock on the door and to wait till they voluntarily open.
Yeah, it's so scary to think about that in the middle of the night if Nancy woke up and saw this guy outside her front door. Bob, have you thought at all about if you think there's a second suspect or a getaway driver, or could there have been someone around the backside of the house at the same time?
I have thought about that. I've discussed it a little bit, and my gut says there probably was. A car of some sort was involved with the lack of care that the suspect we see walking up to the front door has. Once they were able to get their hands on Nancy and get her out, it would be a lot easier to have someone waiting for you. So, the cop part of me says, yeah, there probably was a car out front just waiting. You've been in the neighborhood with the lights out, a dark night. No one's going to see that. It's not going to look out of the ordinary at 1 a.m. in the morning. So there probably was, and hopefully that they're following up on all the vehicle leads in the area as well.
Yeah, I've wondered the same thing, if maybe the getaway driver was parked a block or two away and then got the call to come back. Paige, let's go to the next caller.
Hey there, we've got Don on the phone from your home state of Florida.
All right, Don from Florida, what's up? What's your question?
Hey, Brian. Thank you so much for your passion work. We really appreciate it. I am wondering, being that I have been a psychic follower all my life, why haven't they brought in like a valid person that lives right in Arizona, like Alison Dubois or someone else?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. It's funny, Don, that's a question that I've been getting a lot on X. A lot of people are asking about it. Maureen, it might sound kind of strange, but has the FBI ever used psychics before? Is that ever considered?
I'm sure someone has talked to psychics before, but a good friend of mine that's a very well-respected profiler for the FBI. He's retired now, but he said that his experience has been nothing more than, because oftentimes the family will say, speak to this psychic. And the psychic always says things like, there's a body of water within 25 miles. You'll find them within 15 miles of the railroad tracks. There's a bridge in the town. I mean, he said that they just chew up way too much manpower. And the bottom line is, very few, if ever, have been fruitful. So, I mean, as a law enforcement officer, we feel a lot more comfortable sticking with the traditional means and methods that we know to be tried and true.
Yeah, and you mentioned with the profilers, even though, they're not psychics, but they, in their own way, come up with theories and things for law enforcement to investigate, which is, it's an amazing science. All right, we're going to stick with me, you guys.
Yeah,
we got more callers. The lines are blowing up.
They base that on science. They base that on science and the history of all these hundreds of thousands of cases. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I'm telling you, everybody's been asking me about the psychics. I'm not joking. Dawn wasn't the only one. It's like the main question I get in Twitter. All right, coming up next, putting the pieces together, what the detainment of a man down in Rio Rico tells us about the direction of the investigation. Plus, we'll continue to take your live calls live here in Arizona. We're right back.
He's been going with my daughter door dashing with the kids, his kids, and he's been home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're sure he was home last weekend?
Yeah, he's
in
been
the middle
home.
of the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
My gosh, remember that? It feels like so long ago. A massive SWAT operation south of where I am here. I was in Rio Rico. A man was taken into custody. It was a massive scene out there. But he was later released and he was not arrested. And I've thought a lot about that night since then because it felt like they were onto something. And today I spoke to the attorney of that man. He's now hired an attorney, the man detained down in Rio Rico, because I wanted to get a better idea of how he ended up on their radar and whether it was some big mistake. Listen to what the attorney told me.
Oh, he's an innocent man. He's absolutely an innocent man. It's really clear to me that he had nothing to do with it. I don't think they had any reason to think he was involved. My belief is that it's most like this is his arrest, his unlawful detention, the search of his residence, his property, the seizure of his property, probably all goes to some electronic evidence that's really dubious.
And Sheriff Nanos has said that this is all apparently part of the ebbs and flows of an investigation like this. He says you're going to have highs and you're going to have lows, but apparently they had that man, his name's Carlos, they had him in a police car for 7 hours questioning him before they let him go. All right, joining me throughout the hour, we've got our panel of experts. They're still with us live. Retired FBI Special Agent Maureen O'Connell, retired Pima County SWAT Commander Bob Krieger, and retired FBI Special Agent Eric Dickerson Cortez. Appreciate the three of you for staying with me. Let's go back to Paige and get our next caller. Paige?
Hey, Brian, we've got Rebecca on the phone from West Virginia.
All right, Rebecca from West Virginia, what's your question?
First, I want to say thank you, Brian, for all the amazing coverage and boots on the ground. You've been doing amazing. But my question is, why is Savannah not out talking to the or even doing searches? You know, if it was anybody else, we'd be pleading for our mother on the TV, and we would be out searching.
Yeah, let me ask Maureen about that. I mean, Maureen, you've seen all the Savannah videos. She's released videos, but we haven't seen her out searching. We haven't seen her at the house. What do you make of it?
Well, with the media presence, it would be really hard for her. And I really think she's doing everything she can do. We've seen the almost the breakdown of Savannah over these past 21 days. And it's to the point now where she looks almost completely broken. So, you know, she is putting out statements to the best of her ability. And we have to understand that when you're victimized in situations like this, as all of us on the panel can tell you, people grieve in different ways, and she's frightened. She's scared for her mom. She's obviously, I'd be surprised if she was sleeping. All these things take a toll on you. And she has children who are so worried and so concerned about their grandma. And so and her siblings are hurting. There's just a lot going on. And for her to be out there, it just is probably going to be way too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought she's probably scared too. I mean, you hate to think like this, but she may be scared for her own family with this person still on the run. Okay, let me go back to Paige now. I want to get another caller in before we have to take a break. Paige?
Hey, yeah, I think we have time to get to this one. This is Mike from Philly.
All right, Mike in Philly, what's your question?
Hey, Brian, how are you? Great job you're doing on the ground. But I just have a basic question that is there two separate investigations? And with the kidnapping, and what is the reasoning that the Adult Protective Services investigation was opened 1 week before she was kidnapped? Thus, the car that was left. I'm with the internet sleuth group and Crime Hoppers, and we have figured this out. And JLR is, we've talked to him, and we are the problem of the sheriff because we want the answers.
Yeah, when you bring up the Adult Protective Services, there was some questions about there was a card left in Nancy's door that was from an Adult Protective Services supervisor, an investigator, and a lot of people spotted that card. Actually, one of our producers saw the investigator put the card in the door, and it was after we got here, after Nancy was missing. It was like Monday or Tuesday of that first week. So people thought the card was there from before, but it actually wasn't, because one of our producers saw him put the card in the door. It's actually a woman in the door after she was already reported missing. But let me go to you, Eric, with his question about, are there two different investigations happening at the same time?
Typically not. They would collaborate on the investigations. It would be very rare that there would be two independent investigations going on, simply because the nature of collecting the evidence, analyzing the evidence is so important in giving some sort of advancement in this case. So I believe that there's only one single investigation. They're collaborating, they're sharing evidence, and they're trying to bring this case to the resolution as quickly as possible.
Yeah, sometimes it's felt like two investigations, though, because there was some points where it really felt like the FBI and the sheriff weren't on the same page, although my sense is they've kind of come back together. All right, stick around, guys. We're going to come back to you guys after the break. Coming up next, we all want answers in this case, but just because we don't have them yet does not mean that the trail has gone cold. We've got more live from Arizona after this. The flower garden created here outside Nancy's home, it keeps growing by the day. There are so many flowers out here. Her neighbors, friends, even strangers, leaving uplifting notes and messages for her, along with flowers, and there's ribbons, and there's candles, and there's all sorts of messages. I've got Nancy Liu, who's joining me now. You've been with me out here really since the beginning. You know what I noticed tonight, Nancy? I ran to get a drink and then come back. Have you seen they've got yellow ribbons now in almost every single mailbox in this whole neighborhood?
Yellow ribbons everywhere, and people are just dying for answers. In this case, it's so mysterious, and they can't move on. And just based on the questions you've been getting from all over the country, people all over the country want answers. And this neighbor, Nancy Guthrie, she's been here for decades. She is missed. She is beloved in this neighborhood, and her daughter is beloved by America. So America is just really desperate for answers. This is such a mysterious case, Brian. You and I have discussed how really surreal this case is.
Yeah, Nancy's lived here since the 1970s. I don't think a lot of people realize that. So the neighbors love her. I mean, I was interviewing it. I used to walk with Nancy. They all know her, not because of Savannah Guthrie, because she's lived here so long. I wanted to ask you, though, because you and I also both covered Brian Kohberger. We were together for that story, too, in Idaho. And you were in Idaho when they announced that they had arrested Brian Kohberger. And I was thinking, like, everybody's saying, oh, this case is going cold. That was 48 days. And you and I went into kind of panic mode in a moment. That could happen any moment now.
And, we certainly hope that, the Moscow Police Department, they kept so many details to themselves. We hope that is the case here in Tucson, that perhaps behind the scenes, there is much more that we don't know. Maybe we'll have a moment like that day in Moscow, Idaho, when you and I were there and they closed in on Brian Kohberger. And it was such a weight that was lifted for Moscow, because there was fear, there was anxiety, and you sense it here in Tucson because we don't know what happened here. So this neighborhood, there is fear, there is anxiety. So when Kohberger was taken into custody, there was a lifting, a weight lifted. We hope that there's something like that for this community that's just, desperate for answers. The Guthrie family, desperate for answers.
Well, we've all been hoping and praying, I mean, us covering it, that there can be a happy ending here. I mean, how amazing would it be if Nancy came home alive? And again, it all changes in a moment. That's why people are like, oh, it's gone cold. It's only been 21 days. Literally, we could get a call, just like when we went on the SWAT raids. I mean, at any moment, this case changes.
Right. And there'd be prayers answered
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
really would
prayers
be.
answered.
Yeah. And so many
Yeah.
of the reporters out here know Savannah, and the whole thing feels very personal.
Yeah.
So
And just walking around Tucson, talking to people, Savannah means so much to this city. She grew up here. She attended the University of Arizona. People are proud of Savannah Guthrie here in Tucson.
well, thank you for being here
Thank
with
you.
us, Nancy. You know, we went through Coburger together. We went through this one
Yep.
together. It really is hard to believe it's day 21. In some ways, it feels like we've been here a lot longer. In other ways, Nancy and I were just talking. It feels like Nancy just went missing. Some of the media, though, and this is kind of shocking, they're already packing up and leaving. And you see it. They're packing up their tents. Look, we took this video last night. We were like the only ones out here last night. But we are making a commitment to stay on the case. It might feel like a long time, but again, remember, it took almost 2 months before we saw Brian Koberger get arrested in the Idaho case. Law enforcement, they are hard at work behind the scenes. The hope, as Nancy just said, is that they're making more progress than they are letting on. So if you know anything, of course, the FBI tip line, it's 1-800-CALL-FBI. Remember, it takes just one tip or lead to blow this case open. We will be here to report on every single development and twist and turn, and someone's got to recognize that surveillance video. Let's bring Nancy home. Good night.